A passenger plane was cruising at 33,000 feet when a tiny crack suddenly appeared in the cockpit windshield. The captain instantly knew something was terribly wrong and quickly radioed ground control, requesting permission to turn back. But before he could do anything else, the windshield exploded with a deafening blast. The air pressure became so violent that the co-pilot was sucked halfway out of the cockpit window. At the same time, shattered glass was pulled into both engines, causing them to fail. Then the cockpit door burst open, throwing a flight attendant to the floor. Even in that nightmare, the cabin crew refused to panic. They rushed through the cabin, calming terrified passengers and helping everyone put on their oxygen masks. Meanwhile, the co-pilot's body was still hanging outside the aircraft. The captain desperately tried pulling him back inside, but the force of the wind was simply too strong. There was no time to think. The captain focused on one thing: saving the plane. The aircraft was losing altitude fast. If it kept falling like this, it would crash into the snow-covered mountains in less than 2 minutes, killing everyone on board. Somehow, the captain stayed calm. With incredible focus, he regained partial control of the aircraft. A violent jolt finally threw the co-pilot back into his seat. At the same time, another injured captain fought through the cabin with the help of several passengers. He reached the cockpit, slammed the door shut, and finally stopped the deadly airflow. He immediately placed oxygen masks on both pilots and sent out an emergency signal. Ground control reacted within seconds. All nearby flights were stopped. The runway was cleared, and police, firefighters, doctors, and emergency crews rushed into position. But the worst was still ahead. A massive storm blocked the only path home. Dark clouds rolled across the sky, packed with lightning and violent turbulence. Flying straight through them would have been almost certain death. The captain chose a different route, circling the storm while searching for the smallest opening. The passengers watched in complete silence. Finally, a narrow gap appeared. The captain took his chance. The plane disappeared into the black clouds as lightning flashed all around it. Every second felt like the aircraft was about to break apart. Then giant hailstones began slamming into the fuselage one after another. Just as the plane seemed ready to escape the storm, it suddenly vanished from radar. Inside the control tower, nobody spoke. Everyone feared the same thing. Then, without warning, the aircraft burst through the clouds and appeared back on the radar. Relief lasted only seconds. A massive snow-covered mountain was now directly in front of the plane. The captain pulled back on the controls with everything he had, forcing the aircraft upward at the very last moment. The plane barely cleared the mountaintop. Working together, all three captains carefully guided the damaged aircraft toward the runway. The landing gear touched down. The plane rolled to the very end of the runway and finally came to a safe stop. Just moments earlier, the passengers thought they were about to die. Now the cabin was filled with tears of relief. This unbelievable survival story is based on a real aviation incident from 2018.